see it?
I don't know. Yep, there it is. I can edit all this out if I want to. There, how's that?
That's good. I don't think you can see all you.
That's okay.
Hey guys, it's Monday, March 11th, 2024. And for you car enthusiasts, we are at the Don Garlits Car Museum.
See it up there?
My husband's pretty excited, I have to tell you.
Yes, 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 yes. This is going to be fun. For Jim, I'm not sure if you watch my videos or not. You're at the Gator Nationals right now. You'll enjoy this. And Steve, the guy I'm kind of temporarily working with now back in Ohio, I know you would like to be at the Gator Nationals, but you'll enjoy this too. Big Daddy Don Garlits. It seems like it's going to be fun. There's a big old plane out there in front. That'll be fun to look at. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Won so many races and set so many records in his career, and this is another milestone for Don. We're just happy to be a part of it. God bless him. Hats off to you, Gary, and the Macro Tours crew here. If you had to sum it up, you can say the 50th anniversary of the NHRA, and especially this back to US Nationals, has been a really big show. This is Kenny Hasbro from the Garlits Museum. Here's a guy, his name was Jim Butcher, of Cincinnati, Ohio, of all things. And he was one of the few people that actually ran a Chevrolet Big Block instead of the Chrysler Hemi. I mean, it looks like he did okay, but, you know, everybody went to do the Hemi. Finally, I come up to Swamp Rat 14. After Don's horrific accident, which broke his back and cut off most of his foot, he went home and 11 months later built this car with the engine behind him instead of in front of him. There's the way they was on that. Or this car. And they said within about a year, everybody was putting the motor behind them because it was just so much more dominant than when it was in front of them. This is Gary Crofton's top fuel dragster, but I was just looking, I don't know if you can see how far the seat is down, and then there's the rear end, and there's the gas pedal, the brake pedal's over there too, but your legs have got to go up over the rear end to be able to even reach that up there. That don't look very comfortable. Or it could be a bad idea if that blows up. Hey guys, I know there's a lot of swamp rats. If you guys follow Don Garlits at all his cars for quite a while was called Swamp Rat something or another. But this is number one. This car was built by Don in his garage at home at Brookville, Florida. And he got his first record November 10th, 1957. 176 mile an hour and 8.79 in the quarter mile. When you think about What do you suppose? Suppose that's the oil filter? You know, they got a big magneto. Each cylinder has its own one-barrel carburetor. I just think that's kind of crazy. You know, keep in mind, this is when the engine was in front of him. You know, that's bad news if that thing comes apart. I wish I knew what engine that was for you, but I don't. It's not a Hemi, I know that. Of Don Snake Prudhomme's Army funny cars. Pretty crazy to think. There's where he sits. So you know his feet was right there by the clutch and all that. Here is Swamp Rat 4. They kind of jump back and forth. Really looking for Swamp Rat 12, honestly. It was the first rear engine car that Don built himself. It's an incredible amount of history here. I would highly recommend anybody and everybody come here. This is Swamp Rat 25. Look, he's doing a burnout on an aircraft carrier because he was really into encouraging our troops in Vietnam. You see the fiery burnout down there. Here's that same picture of on the aircraft carrier burning out. That had to be wild, huh? You all probably know this one. Don Prudhomme's Hot Wheels dragster. There's a picture of Don Prudhomme right there. 190-inch wheelbase. And of course the Snake and Mongoose were big rivals. Don Prudhomme, the Snake. Rat 7, Swamp Rat 17. Big Daddy drove this 167 mile an hour, and it became airborne. Somebody named Don Cook, known as the Mad Dog, drove this to 185 mile an hour. I don't know if this is classified as a funny car. I suppose it probably is. I have George Barris's autograph. He's the one that designed this body. They said it only ran a couple times. It was for a mile per hour record. I'm not sure it was unsuccessful. Somebody named Breedlove scrapped the project, and then Connie Coletta purchased this for experiments in '83. They donated it here to the museum. And what was really weird, we just met Scott Coletta's widow. Had my picture taken with her. Pretty crazy how time goes by. This was 1980. Swamp Rat 25 was the first tall-winged dragster. As it blew apart at the remaining pieces, you imagine the concussion that came off of that thing. Look, here's the valve tray, clutches, it's all broken out. Out of this car, of course, it's fixed now, but wow. I actually did not know they had rear view mirrors on dragsters. Some very iconic dragsters. That was pretty cool. I don't know some of these people. I've heard of John Weebly, Connie Coletta, Pete Robinson. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Seems like the engines just keep getting bigger. Don Purdue.
I didn't know he could.
Where's he at? There he is. There's Don Garlits in the background. I got pictures in a movie with me up there with him. He's 92. And you know what? He can't hear a thing. He looks at his phone, and his phone reads it to him, tells him what it is that everybody's saying. But pretty cool to meet a legend, man. Guys went over 300 mile an hour in a dragster and still out here enjoying it. Got my heart going, wow, got my heart going pity-pat. Like I said, I never thought in a million years I'd actually see him here. And I asked a person that was with him whether he would sign a shirt, because I have a signed George Barris shirt. And they said, yeah, go grab one. So I went out and grabbed the first extra large shirt I could find. And he signed it for me. So awesome. He's been a Christian basically all his life. He said he became to Christ at about the age of 12. But I've just noticed on all of his cars has God is love on the top of his dragsters and stuff. He met his wife in 52, and he said he was a much more devout Christian at that time. But I believe in 72 he started putting that on his cars. And one of the guys that was standing here jokingly said that it helped him get faster ETs. So that was pretty cool. Yes. Darn it, get my finger work back. So hey, I just learned with the help of a fellow drag car enthusiast, that's a 51 Chrysler 454. I guess that doesn't make sense to me, the Chrysler 454. But this car also had this motor. Look, they went to dual mags now, and it's a Chrysler powered Hemi. So cool to think the technology of the day. Probably a lot more like drag racing when it was cool. People run what they brung. This one is Swamp Rat 27. Swamp Rat. Ah, that was close. 127. This one's really crazy to think in 1981 that it had a gearbox built in Bellevue, Ohio. How about that? Still was running a 454 Hemi, but it would burn 40 gallons of nitromethane, 2,700 horsepower, going 230 mile an hour. But this is the crazy part. The engine's sitting in there sideways. Doesn't that seem like that'd be crazy to get it turned around for the wheels? But then the motor's in the back. You think that was kind of noisy, having exhaust pipes right behind you?
Read about it.
That's pretty cool. It said God is love right in front of me.
It's pretty cool.
Here is a replica of Don Garlits' very first dragster. Of course, he raced cars in the beginning. I'm hoping to see those. But look at the single Springer front end. Oh, those so Edelbrock heads on that flathead, but 3 1 barrels. Now, this is a replica. They said everything was scavenged off of this car to build Swamp Rat 1. So that's cool. Here's Swamp Rat 5. Says this was the first one to use the 64 426 Hemi at 175-inch wheelbase. So it is a little bit longer. He went 219, 7.40 seconds. This is Swamp Rat 6, 1964 Don Garlits, 150-inch wheelbase car. This car, in April of '65, was destroyed. The chute neglected to open, and I believe it broke it off, like right about here. The car just totally destroyed. There's no pictures of it after the crash or during the crash, but this is when there was no technology of keeping those rear wheels spinning, so they just smoked the wheels about all the way down the quarter. Guess I didn't know Don Garlits was as big a Christian that he was, but here is much longer dragster, but it has a jet engine in it. Quite a bit less horsepower, because some of these other ones are running 2,700 horsepower or more. This one is only 1,400 horsepower, but a lower ET, 6.46 seconds in a quarter. I want to walk back and look real quick. Here's Swamp Rat 13. Can you guys see that? Or how about down here? This broke his back and tore off part of his foot. Pretty incredible that they could go 240 mile an hour, 6.51 seconds. And I guess it broke off right there. Here's Swamp Rat 16. This is all just so incredible. Look at the little wing up here, pushing downforce on the front tires. Full bodied, engine in the rear. Now they got downforce pushing on the rear tires and a wing up here to push down. How long has this been here? Do we know? You are looking at a fiery crash of Anton Brown. It was in 2012. But when he crashed, I'll put a still shot up of this. He was going 308.64 mile an hour. Incredible. Here is a Smothers Brothers Racing sponsored Don Garlits dragster. Still the engine in the front. We've not got the Swamp Rat 12, I believe, is when it switches.
Back there.
Here is a car built for Connie Coletta. It was called the Bounty Hunter. But they took it to the 1962 NHRA USA Nationals in Indianapolis, Indiana. But Coletta's expectations for the car is not being met. So he asked Don Garlits to drive it. And Big Daddy got his name Big Daddy at that race by driving this car, because he went out and set a speed record. I think it said 180.36 mile an hour. Look how short that thing is. Yeehaw! Here is a car that Don Garlits did not race. But it's basically a dragster with a funny body on it. It would still go 820s and 197 mile an hour. In 64, it was called the 44 Streamliner. Check this out. This one weighed 1,800 pounds, has 2 engines. Wow, 152 mile an hour in 1955. Let me see, it's powered by a 348 V8 in the front and a 391 Cadillac in the rear. Both engines somehow end up into the same ring gear. Isn't that kind of crazy? That wheel you're seeing there goes to another car. This one. It's the, oh, it's Dick Kraft's The Bug. It's in the 40s. Everyone called it a rail because it basically is just 2 rails. Flathead V8 in it. How would you like to sit on that thing and go 130 mile an hour? Here's Swamp Rat 29. They're getting much bigger, much longer. Great big tires. I don't know, you guys might have to put in the comments what, I know there's a Chrysler Hemi and now this says Dart engines, so these are probably an all aluminum, just strictly racing. But it's funny, they're up to 259 mile an hour, or I guess it says top speed one time was 268, but the littler rat dragsters over there with the motor in the front was going 240, so it's getting harder and harder to get mile per hour. Here is Swamp Rat 4. They kind of jump back and forth, really looking for Swamp Rat 12, honestly. It was the first rear engine car that Don built himself. It's an incredible amount of history here. I would highly recommend anybody and everybody come here. This is Swamp Rat 25. Look, he's doing a burnout on an aircraft carrier because he was really into encouraging our troops in Vietnam. You see the fiery burnout down there. Here's that same picture of on the aircraft carrier burning out. That had to be wild, huh? It's going, so just stick it up. I need you to take a picture. Hey, I need you to take a picture.
Our grandsons used to live in Belgium. I can't hear you. Grandsons used to live in Belgium.
Does that help you? You're hearing you turn it up a little?
We live in Bellevue. It was all just a little town back then. We've been here 40 years now. There was nothing at this intersection when I landed here. It's so funny, the county commissioners had to get the zone changed. They said, why didn't you land at that intersection? It ain't never going to be nothing. I said, that's the people who's making the rules for us. That's how much they know. Yeah. Well, you've done real well.
Thank
nothing.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for stopping.
Darn it, get my finger work right.
There we go.
There we go. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Don, nice meeting you. You want to drag racing along?
didn't know he could.
Where's he at? There he is. There's Don Garlits in the background. I got pictures in a movie with me up there with him. He's 92. And you know what? He can't hear a thing. He looks at his phone, and his phone reads it to him, tells him what it is that everybody's saying. But pretty cool to meet a legend, man. Guys went over 300 mile an hour in a dragster and still out here enjoying it.
Nice to meet you.
That's okay.
Thank you very much.
Won so many races and set so many records in his career, and this is another milestone for Don. We're just happy to be a part of it. God bless him. Hats off to you, Gary, and the Macro Tours crew here. If you had to sum it up, you can say the 50th anniversary of the NHRA, and especially this back to a U.S. Nationals, has been a really big show. This is Kenny Heflin. So it's kind of tough to see. You can see that the quest for 200 mile an hour on batteries. There's his electric car. He was trying to be the first one to 200, but I'll put in the comments what it was. Somebody beat him to it. See that? Their first real race car. 27 T-Bucket. And how did he keep it all that time? Or where did he find it? Pretty incredible. That thing went over 130 miles an hour. And low 13s. These are Belvederes, I believe. Nope, Fury, Plymouth. This one's got the max wedge in it. Ooh, look at that. That one's got a supercharger. Is that a Paxton supercharger? Nope, McCulloch. Oh, it is a Paxton. Look, it says Paxton Products right on the side of it. And look at that. It's a supercharged with 2 twin turbos. Must never work great because that didn't catch on, but that's what all the kids are doing now. Twin turbo and everything.
Same here, they turbocharge this one too.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. This has got a,
What
it's got a
is
motorcycle engine.
That is like a Volkswagen engine or
Or
something.
maybe Volkswagen, yeah.
2,000 horsepower. Allison V12. I wonder how much they weighed. I don't think it really says. Still went 163 mile an hour. Here's Jungle Jim. You guys probably remember Jungle Jim. That's a Vega. That was my first car. Not quite like that one.
Mike here would be the Swamp Rat 31 Rep.
Wow.
That was the prize. Was she in the car or was him? It says.
So much stuff.
Yeah, you could spend 2 days in this place probably.
Wow, there's a cutaway of a 54 Chrysler Hemi. That one's only 331 cubic inches. That one's a 426 Hemi.
Actual memory of getting involved in the sport. I wanted to be a baseball player when I was about 13 or 14. And some older guys at the time that were 16, 17, 18 were buying these old Ford coupes and shooting the coat liner on it, pulling the flathead engines out over a set of garage doors with a 4x4 and a chain hoist. And I think that was the beginning of
Flathead 6.
the next step was I started building this 36 Ford convertible.
Now that's a Ford 427. Look how wide that thing is. Wowzers.
Wow.
It was 1954, 55.
All the Shirley Modowney helmets. I kid not. This is just overwhelming is what it is. The amount of race cars, everybody's race cars, not just Big Daddy's. I mean, of course, here's John Force. There's another one of John Force's cars. Now this is just a body. Dragster and trophy and picture and autograph stuff. Absolutely everywhere. Here's Swamp Rat 33. This was a salt flat car. And I thought, why did it only go 176 miles an hour? They're doing it with a 1950 Ford Flathead. Probably a lot like that one. Oh, right there it is. Swamp Rat 33 engine. So much different than Hemi. And of course, we all remember who Shirley Modowney was. I've seen the movie. I don't remember much about it. Heart Like a Wheel. See, on 29th of June, 1984, she had a severe crash in Canada, going 247 miles an hour. Broke both of her legs. She vowed to be back. One of the great women of drag racing. Here's an engine room with some pretty incredible not sure how that clutch pack works, but pretty amazing. Check this baby out. It's got two engines. Utilizing two 1957 467 Buick V8. So, you know, I'm running. They must have some kind of gear drive, chain drive between the two, because the differential is off to one side to drive one set of tires. Some engineering though, isn't it? TV Tommy Ivo. Tom McEwen Corvette, better known as the Mongoose. Look, 2,500 horsepower, 239 miles an hour in 6 seconds. He won the national race and collected $38,000 in '78. This is still the body that tilts up to climb in.
Then we got to move on. Pick it up.
Pretty cool.
He seems like a kind man.
Yes. Seems like it.
Mike said that he's very, very.
Their original 39 family car.
Which is over there.